What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and today we're going to continue on with 30 scariest video ever captured V1. I know we did 30 to 20, so we're just going to keep on going and see what else they have in store for us today. So let's go.
Not all ghostly encounters are terrifying.
Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry. Yes, there you go. It is by Sleep is Canceled. So you guys do what you do when you like a channel, man. Hit like, share, subscribe, follow. Sleep is Canceled. And also I will put his information in the description section alongside the link to the original video if you guys don't want to hear my commentary. But let's do this.
Some can be playful, as of a child trying to have some fun. There is a curious fact that the number of ghostly children reported is relative to the ratio of living children to adults, much higher. Is there a reason for that? Take a look.
Anybody that's here, you can roll it back. There's two of them now.
Oh, paranormal investigators, I like it.
Unroll one of those balls back.
That's the
wind.
that's the wind.
I was gonna say that's gotta be the wind.
No, that's not the wind. That's not the wind.
No way. Good job. No way.
Oh boy.
Instagram at Dorina Marino uploaded this footage of a group of female friends playing with a friendly ghost, who seems very interested in playing with this ball. It's eerie how casual these girls seem about playing ball with a friendly ghost.
Oh man, actually, I would like to see that again. I mean, you guys, I am a paranormal investigator, so when I see paranormal investigators out in the field attempting new experiments, especially with balls, trying to play with the entities, because I say, I am not a fan of to provoke the entity. We have so many people out there, especially on television, trying to provoke entities by disrespecting the entity. The way I see things is that if you go into a location and you start provoking, one of two things is going to happen. You probably won't get no type of interaction because you're pissing the spirit off by disrespecting them. So nothing's going to happen, which is going to, make the television show create something just to have an episode to put out there for you guys. Or activity might kick up in a malevolent way, which you might not want either. I've seen time and time again people using provocation, and they get, attachments. They get, they get the spirit following them home, causing chaos, and there's no win. There's no win with provocation. What I like to do when I go to certain locations, I like to do my research, find out more or less who I'm dealing with. If I'm dealing with kids, I'm gonna be going in like if I'm gonna talk to a child. If I'm gonna go into a psychiatric ward, I'm going to go in like I'm going to be speaking to a patient with mental health issues. So, it all depends on where you go, and you should show the respect to each entity, respect the dead. Now, this is interesting because right away everybody started saying that it was the wind, but not for nothing. The way the ball started rolling towards one direction and then going the whole opposite direction down the hallway, it is very interesting. And the way when she threw the ball, the way it bounced, it seems like it's not a tennis ball. It's more like one of those furry balls that kind of looks like, it's going to take a little bit of a strong gust of wind to push it. So that's my perspective. I wasn't there, but the way she threw the ball, the way it bounced and rolled, it kind of has like a furry surface. So if it's going to be pushed by the wind, there's going to be a good gust of wind to push
In
it.
playing with this ball. It's eerie how casual these girls seem about playing ball with a friendly ghost.
That was interesting, guys. Like it, thumbs up. I always will support good and honest paranormal investigators.
Elias has been uploading on YouTube various paranormal events that are worth looking into, but he was not expecting becoming possessed by a demon live on Facebook. Elias has recorded numerous paranormal events in his channel, but when strange things begin to occur, he decides to go live on Facebook.
Do you see what I see? So I am, it is very, very rare to come across a case that has to do with demonic possession and demonic demons in general is very rare. Hollywood likes to use and throw around the demon all over the place, but it is very, very rare to come across a case with demonic entities. But this guy looks like he has a freaking, I mean, that's like a milk carton kind of, but he has like a mantle with with what looks like demonic skulls on it and pretty much worshiping something. So let's see what happens.
This is the result.
Tenerlo, ya que ahí pues no se veía muy bien, ¿verdad? No, no puede ser, otra vez. ¿Vieron eso, amigos? A esto me refería. ¿Vieron? A esto me...
Did you hear that? The poltergeist activity is too fast for Elias to turn the camera on time, but the metal flower fell by itself and the window is closed, so wind is not the answer. Elias tries to explain that he is not.
Wind wouldn't do that kind of reaction, but you know what will? Possibly a string. Possibly a string could give that kind of reaction. What I found interesting is that it kind of landed in a way where it was hanging off the edge by the edge of the whatever that thing was. No, it wasn't wind because there's like this curtain that I'm Latino, so when I go out to the Dominican Republic and visit my family members that are less fortunate, they have like basically bed sheets covering the doorway to give privacy with the door open. So yeah, I could attest to that. But the sheet of the door didn't move, so it wasn't done by wind.
Not faking any of this, and that folks accuse him of doing it for money. But that is not the reason he is recording these events. Elias begins to report feeling dizzy.
Ustedes son unas personas ya, digamos, inocentes a todo este tipo de cosas. No creo que tampoco quiero dañarlos o algo así, ¿me entiendes? Puta madre.
You guys, like, this could possibly be real. Possibly be real. Because look at all the stuff this guy has in this room. And I am a firm believer that if you meddle with things that you don't understand and don't know how to use properly, you're going to open doorways. I have seen it time and time again. You see Ouija boards, they're actually a kid's game. You could buy it and it'll say it on the box, like 8 and up, or 12, it's for children. But if you take this into a location that's active, you will get responses. Now, the problem with Ouija boards is you're opening a doorway and you don't know what's coming through. This could possibly be real.
Madre. Perdón, amigos, por el vocabulario.
And there it is. Suddenly, his altar is violently attacked by some supernatural, invisible entity. What was that? How did that happen? Elias decides not to clean up the mess. He wants to keep recording while the weird happenings are still active. His fear turns into a physical condition. It turns Elias to jelly inside. But there's more. Keep watching.
All right, he lost me here. He lost me.
How can we know the difference between demonic possession and madness? Modern doctors tell us that schizophrenia, depression, and neuroses are the explanation for what religious leaders have told us is nothing less than spirit possession. What do you think? Whatever the case, it is very clear that Elias is suffering. His weird growls and gyrations might have a rational explanation. Even the weird language that seems to speak with a phantasmagoric voice might be just the delusions of a madman. But I ask you, what if it's not? What if what happens to Elias in this live video is something entirely different, with a far more sinister origin? You be the judge.
He should have cut the video before he did all of that. He should have cut the video. I would have had more a sympathetic view. But here is my thing, you guys. The reason why I don't believe it anymore, and I've always said everything could be good, but if there's just one indication that something is fabricated or orchestrated, you got to scrap the whole entire thing. Yes, I do believe that there might be a something going on there because of his altar, Ouija boards, and everything. It could be. But if somebody's getting possessed, if somebody's going through this physical, mental anguish of, being possessed and doing all of this stuff, yo, I'm telling you right now, there's no way they're going to try and do a selfie. They're not going to do a selfie, my guy. That's it. That's it. I said it as soon as I saw it. He lost me. Let's keep it going.
This video is proof that humans should never mess with the otherworldly. This brave man explores an abandoned building where there seems to be a serious poltergeist problem, and he doesn't back down. The video shows various paranormal activities, like objects being thrown, to doors slamming, and even worse. Watch.
في عالم كثير حبت التصوير بالعرض، في عالم كثير تحب التصوير بالطول.
Okay, you guys, here's the thing. Here, already, I'm gonna start. Sorry, I will let this video play. But I've seen many, many videos from paranormal videos from this side of the world, in this country, and they go above and beyond to get them clicks. So, let's see what's up.
فأنا عشان ما زعل الجميع يا إخوان راح أصور مغامرة بالعرض ومغامرة بالطول. الباب بفتح ولا إيش؟ شو هاد؟ والله في إشي يا إخوان. هيو.
At the 4-minute mark, the man faces something in the distance, black and scary, as the doors beside it slam repeatedly. Soon it disappears into the corners, and the man goes to follow it, but nothing is there.
في حد بيجي هون يا إخوان. في حد بيجي.
Here the man enters the room deeper and is being hit by objects flying in all directions.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ايه بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ما قاعدين بيرموا علي شغلات. قاعدين بيرموا علي شغلات برا يا اخوان. كل شي قاعد برتم علي. أنا بدي أسكره المرة هاي، أنا راح أسكره. برموا شغلات علي من برا يا اخوان. اخوان سامعين الاصوات؟ انا شغلات كانت ترتم علي برا، انا بعدين دخلت هون. يعني انا مين هون؟ مين هون؟ مين هون؟ مين هون؟ سامعين يا اخوان؟ ايه ايه شو هذا؟
Soon, he's trapped inside a room by the spirit, but it doesn't take long for the door to blast open.
المؤامرة اليوم راسي كثير موجعني يا اخوان. بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. بسم الله. بسم الله.
The man is about to leave, and this pisses off the spirits as they make his tortures faulty. He unfortunately falls down the stairs, and all we see is darkness. Loud bangs are followed with a man shouting in pain. Eventually, when he gets back on his feet, we see a wooden door had been thrown down the stairs at him. Why do you think these spirits were so aggressive? Were they angry at him for invading their space?
I think they were aggressive because they want some clicks on YouTube. That's what I think. But here's the thing, you guys. Yeah, this is outrageous. This is extreme. When you do a solo investigation into an abandoned place that looks really run down, and you have your friends off the side of the camera just throwing a bunch of stuff. Notice how you don't really see like the ceiling areas and everything. You don't really know if the walls are actually fully completed. I'm just throwing out there. It could be fully completed. But this is outrageous. I've seen so many videos like this from people, on that side of the world. And yeah, the majority of it is just, absolutely wild. But, that's just my opinion. I'm just saying, good content for people that, would believe everything they see without acknowledging or, using some sort of, common sense to figure out what's going on. Yeah, it's good content to see. Somebody getting deliberately obliterated by an unknown entity.
Imagine being so good at making music that you literally bring the dead back to life just to listen to you play. This might blow your mind.
I think I saw this. I saw this. Behind the television to your right side of the screen or left, depending on how you're watching it, there's going to be a figure behind the television screen. It's El Pitos.
A band of musicians came together at a gathering to make music, and they make such good music that it almost makes us forget what we're watching this video for. However, once you see it, you're either incredibly impressed or terribly freaked out. Soon, we are hit with the sight of a female, pale-looking spirit peeping from the TV at the right of the video, at the boy band as they play, so completely enthralled by their music that it doesn't seem to care whether it's caught on camera, and just stares right at them. The spirit itself brings a new mist to the video we didn't know we needed, but with the setup being so realistic, it's scary to think a spirit was just lurking around. Why do you think the spirit was just standing there? Perhaps it was fangirling over the boys. You let us know.
Now, when I reacted to this video the first time, anybody could, kind of be like, there's space for a petite person to go behind that television. So who's not to say that was just a actual pale petite person looking at the guys playing. The only thing, what does, kind of, eh, I guess it could be makeup, you know, uh, possibly a person could look like a zombie like this. But yeah, sure, it could happen. Now, one of the things that I did like about the video is that, you know, I eh, when I come across paranormal call and tape videos, I question what is the motive of recording in the first place. This is actually a good motive. Now, if everything is orchestrated, kudos, you did your work. Um, Now, whether or not this is real, it is up to debate. Um, there is space, like I said, there is space behind the television, a mantle or whatever, for somebody to be back there. Obviously, they weren't. If this is a real case video, they're not going to be in the hey, let's investigate behind the TV to see if there is actual space behind the TV for a human being to be. I would have loved to get, that piece of information to see how much space is it really behind the television. That would have made this video spectacular.
In this video, the ghost is seen sitting in an old church. The room feels tight as the cameraman carefully goes through the dark church, revealing the ghost with weird and mysterious light. The camera gets closer to the ghost, and a weird feeling fills the air. The ghost is just sitting there quietly. Its shape is not clear, but it is there for sure. It makes the church seem strange and spooky, which is usually calm and special. The camera shows light and shadows together, making the ghostly feeling stronger. The air feels strange, like there's a weird energy. The ghost sits in a mysterious way in the airy church. We wonder why the ghost is in this special place. This video shows us something special about the supernatural, making us wonder about mysteries that could often be out there. As we watch, the haunted footage makes it hard to tell what we understand and what's beyond our grasp. It leaves a strong memory of this ghostly encounter in the church's spooky walls.
All right. One of two things happened here. There was actually a person there, maybe a mentally disturbed person there. I always say, if you go into abandoned locations, you got to be careful. At the same time, I've always said that one of the most haunted places are churches. Now, if the church is abandoned and people has gone in it and done stuff inside, it's just an extra layer of effed up stuff inside that location. This could be orchestrated, of course, so easily orchestrated. But just put yourself in the shoes of a person that goes in there just to, see the abandoned church, and you look and you see some. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that you're not part of this, right? You're not part of what's going on with that person sitting in the church dressed like this, white face and everything. You walk in willy nilly just to record exploring an abandoned church, and you come across that dude. I bolted. I would have bolted. I do consider, I swear to you, I consider myself a a professional paranormal investigator. But that would scare the crap out of anybody I know that's in the paranormal field. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's keep it moving.
A nursing student finds out she's sharing her room with an unwanted presence living inside her cramped closet.
Dude, run.
She's too spooked to sleep in her room,
Shout out to Ghost
and for good reason. Find out why.
Scariest. Now that I have introduced myself to the patient, verified the client's. Now that I have introduced myself to the patient, explained the procedure, and asked for his consent, verified the client's identity, and provide.
Ano ito?
Sige pa, sige na. 1, 2, 3, go. Now that I have introduced myself to the patient,
The video posted on TikTok shows a nursing student as she prepares for her presentation in her room with her brother. Everything seems fairly normal, but the otherworldly presence doesn't seem to be pleased about that. Soon, the lights flicker, alerting the two. However, they carry on. Eventually, the presence wants to make its message clear the second time, and it works.
Now that I have introduced myself to the patient.
As the lady continues her work, the closet door slams shut, which instantly startles the pair, sending them running out of the room. Later, the lady explains why it's impossible for her brother or anyone to have pulled those stunts, as her closet is filled to the brim and the light switch is too far away. Even worse, she explains that this was fairly normal in her room, and she has proof. Thanks to a security camera, we see the unexpected come to life as the paranormal activity takes place in the room. Fans turn on with shadows moving across the floor. A chair shifts, and the closet door shuts closed after a figure hard to make out darts inside of it.
That just gave me
Lastly,
the
we get our
chills.
confirmation that something otherworldly is living inside her closet, as fingers are seen through the open space, peeping into the closet. How did the spirit end up living with this lady? Why and when? Could this be a patient she has worked with in the past who didn't make it? You tell us.
That just gave me the chills, you guys. And not because, obviously this video, all of this stuff could have been orchestrated. Even everything with the security camera, the night vision and everything. Because, the people will go to lengths to try and get some sort of recognition, 15 minutes of fame, so on and so forth. The reason why it gave me the chills is because my very, very first paranormal experience when I was a child, the reason why I am a paranormal investigator, the reason why I do what I do today, it is something similar to that. And it was with the fingers on the closet door. That gave me some freaking flashbacks, you guys. That was my very first paranormal experience that set me off into this journey. But yeah, if we go by what we hear and this, the reason why there was a security camera in the room in the first place was because these aren't normal occurrences. That isn't a reason to set something up just to have, proof of what you're saying. So I'm not going to jump into conclusion that all of this is fake. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because at least they're trying to, you know, show us that all of this stuff they're experiencing is true. Now, what I would like to know is that now that you got all of this evidence, what are you doing about it? Are you just putting it out there as content? Because then that's just gonna rub me the wrong way and be like, this is all fake. Now, if you're trying to use all of this content to get some help or advice, then that's something different. So I would like to know that piece of information before we 100% believe that these videos are real. Let's keep it moving.
These two learned the hard way why you don't go into dark tunnels alone. Why? Let's find out.
Well, technically speaking, they're not alone. They have each other. Now, it would have been messed up if the person was by themselves, but I wouldn't go to no location by myself regardless. I always have somebody there, not because I'm scared, but it's for safety and also somebody to clarify that everything you're experiencing is real.
Alright, so as per usual in every tunnel video, we go left first. Are you ready? I think we're gonna find anything. I don't know. It's been so long. I doubt anything's even still in here. It's the same one.
It's been so long, I doubt anything is still down here. That's a red flag to me.
It's a cricket.
Okay.
I'm psyching myself out. We're gonna leave because I don't know what is going on. So we're just gonna get up and go because I do not feel good at all coming back down here. That's scaring me. So, good night. First. Hold on, Nick.
What are you doing?
I just want to go check something out.
All right, red flags all over the place.
I'm fine. It's okay. I'll be fine. Oh my god. What the fuck? Nick! 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 What? Hold on, guys. What? What is it? Connor, what is it? I'm coming, what is it?
Okay.
What is it?
Come on now, we can finish this video. This is not nothing. It's just a bunch of kids playing.
I'm coming, I'm coming. What are you doing? What is it? We gotta go. What? What is it? What is it?
You scream like a little girl, and then you leave your friend behind. Yo.
The video shows the tunnel exploration of two boys who wanted to check out some eerie dark tunnels. Things already seem scary enough as is. But eventually, while about to evacuate the tunnels, one of the boys heads back in for one final look.
All of this
To
is
his
fake.
dismay and surprise, a figure is waiting for him at the end of the tunnel. It crawls out of the dark space, humanoid.
Dude, right? That is the mask to damn, if you guys are gamers and recognize Watch Dogs 2, the guy with that mask that that's like digital. I think his name is Digital. I'm not sure what the name is. I'm gonna start, just in case you guys, I have another branch off Strangers Minds. This is Strangers Reaction basically, and I have a gamers sanctuary where I play video games and basically just put out there the campaign, the story, the movie of of the video game. Anyway, that looks like that mask. They sell them all over the place, and it's basically like a digital mask. This whole entire thing is fake. We can move on to the next. Come on.
But with a look of an unhinged person who's deranged and mad coming at him. He screams to his friend for help.
What? Hold on, guys.
We
Connor,
already
what?
saw
It is
all
his
this.
friends, But it could have been much worse.
No, it will
Back on the
not.
loose, who needs to be looked out?
I'm sorry, I had to fast forward that because it was already next.
Imagine moving into a new house, and suddenly you realize that you're not alone. Something else has already lived here for decades.
That's beautiful.
Would you cope, living with the daily stress of knowing at any moment in time, whenever you least expect, an object gets thrown at you? Now imagine living there, day in, day out. Would you stay? Let us know.
I mean, under the circumstances, something just tipped over that was already on the side of the table. Yeah, something had to push it. But I'm not gonna jump into the conclusion of let's move out, pack up your bags, let's get out of here. If more things happen, and like, then you could try and figure out what's going on. But guys, paranormal activity is so subtle that it's almost, you could basically live with it and not even realizing it. Honestly, honestly. Now, if you are sensitive, you're gonna sense more all of the, extra energy around you. But, it all depends on what activity you are, because not everything is demonic, not everything is bad. It's just not understood. So something falls, it wasn't thrown at him, it fell to the side. And you just try and figure out what's going on. Don't jump into conclusions and make things worse than what they are.
During its days of glory, Motortown, Detroit, Michigan was the jewel of the automotive industry. Today it is a ghost town. And why do they call it a ghost town? Just watch.
Yeah, I'm out. Get the fuck out of here.
Besides the obvious banging at the very end of the video, you can hear a ghostly voice calling out. It's not very clear what it says, but it does sound very, very sad. Also, the reaction of the Redditor seems utterly genuine. He wants nothing to do with these strange noises, and he's more than ready to run away. Can we blame him? I think not.
All right, from somebody that has been in and out of abandoned locations, first of all, you have to make sure that you are actually alone. Scout the area out, and make sure that there's no dangers or anything that could be contaminating your experiences there, as far as a paranormal investigator is concerned. Now, if you're just walking in there to record and trying to, do something adventurous and be like, ooh, let's see if this place is haunted kind of thing, then, yeah, you're going to freak yourself out with any little noise because you already have the mentality of going into a paranormally active location. But here's the thing, I've been into different abandoned locations, and there's a lot of movements with wind. There's a lot of things that could be that even water falling on a sheet of whatever could sound like little tiny metal clankings. I've seen that happen also. So there's a lot going on in an abandoned location. So one of the things that you have to try and do is investigate the noises. Now, the footsteps, yeah, the footsteps that sounded very clear that they are footsteps. Again, you have to make sure that you are alone because there could have been actually a person there. Now, what was heard in the video, the audio, the EVP, that's different. We're gonna have to go with what we're being told. This guy was in there by himself, nobody else around, and if that is what he caught, that is an awesome piece of evidence with EVPs. I'm an EVP guy. I love EVPs. There is just something about you knowing that there is nobody else around and it's just you and somebody else, or even you and three people, and you hear somebody else. That there's something wild about it.
TikToker Franco Villegas seems to have potty trained his ghost perfectly. He asks, "If you are here, turn on the water again." And his obedient little ghost does exactly that. I wonder if he gives him ghost treats when he's a good little spirit.
¿Qué? Si estás aquí en el baño, enciende de nuevo el agua. ¿Hay alguien más que tú aquí en esta casa?
Move the curtain, my guy. Move the curtain.
Mi vida corre peligro. Está huellando. Aquí no hay...
Oh, nice.
Para ver si sucede algo. No te creo. No te creo.
You guys, that looks like a laser pointer. That's a balloon? That looked weird, dude. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys, but on my screen it looked like a laser pointer. Oh man, I would have much rather it be like a laser pointer. I don't know. I'm getting some bad vibes from here. I mean, not bad vibes. Red flags.
The ghost moves that balloon. We have to think maybe it's a child's ghost, which would explain why he obeys the adult. All the same, I wouldn't tempt fate by playing balloons with some ghostly kid. Even real flesh and blood living kids can be terrible.
¡Ah, concha! ¡Ey! ¡Ey! Ah, no, güey. ¡Ah, conchetumare!
Now cats are said to have one paw in our world, and one paw in the spirit world. So it's not surprising that Franco's cat suddenly decided to stop playing with him and turn instead to play with a ghost.
Voy a bajar.
Another aspect of ghosts is that they can be in different places at the same time. So when someone turns on Franco's light downstairs and he wants to check it out, immediately somebody else turns on his bathroom light. Terrifyingly, a clearly heard child's voice warns Franco, "Don't go down," when he checks the bathroom.
Hay ruido en el primer piso. Está...
If you look closely, there seems to be something crawling up Franco's stairs when he responds to the noise. But then, when the door decides to close by itself, Franco has to jump up only to find nothing at all. Except, of course, his cat. Enough to make anyone lose their mind.
You know what, you guys? There are certain things that are pretty good, but as soon as they start adding extra stuff to it, I don't know. I got a couple of red flags there. Um the whole balloon thing, that was wild. It looked like on my view. I mean, yes, the camera view is gritty as hell. I wonder how old is this video, because it just brings into question how was a couple of this stuff made if it was an old video. I would like some more information and also find out like oh man, too bad all of these questions in my head I will never get answers for. That's unfortunately. But I don't know. I got a lot of red flags. It could have been orchestrated. The whole thing with the boy's face coming out of or whatever it was, the black silhouette or whatever you want to call it, entity coming up the stairs. I don't believe that. Um I just really would like to know how old is this video because everything would be more clearer if this was like 10 years ago with the bad quality camera because then it just brings into question how was most of this stuff created. But yeah, you guys, you know what? We're gonna end it right here on number 10. If you guys are enjoying yourselves, please do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.